Ever wondered if you're missing out by not combining creatine and protein? Some say it's the ultimate duo for muscle and strength. Others claim it's just gym bro hype. But for those of us over 60 who want to stay strong, independent, and energized, could this combo actually make a difference? Let's break it down simply. Hi, I'm Alan from Prime Health. If you've ever taken a protein shake or heard about creatine but never tried it, this might be the missing link in your routine. Here's the big idea. Protein helps your body build muscle. Creatine helps your muscles perform and recover. Used the right way, they can support strength, balance, and energy, especially as we age. Let's start with protein. Think of protein as your body's repair crew. When you eat it, whether it's from chicken, eggs, beans, or powder, your body breaks it down into amino acids. These amino acids are like building blocks. Your muscles, bones, immune system, they all depend on them. Now here's where it gets more important after 60. Our bodies don't process protein as efficiently as they used to. This is called anabolic resistance, and it means we may need a little more protein just to maintain the muscle we already have. Most experts recommend at least 1 to 1.2 grams per kilogram of body weight per day for older adults. That's around 65 to 80 grams daily for someone weighing 150 pounds. But it's not just about how much, it's when. Here's what I often remind viewers over 60. Spread your protein throughout the day. Aim for 25 to 30 grams per meal instead of cramming it all in at dinner. That gives your muscles a steady supply of nutrients to rebuild and stay strong. Now, what about creatine? If protein is the building material, creatine is more like an energy booster. You don't need a lot of it, but having enough makes a real difference. Here's the easy version. Your body makes some creatine on its own, mainly in your liver and kidneys. Then, it gets stored in your muscles, where it helps regenerate energy quickly during short bursts of activity. Think lifting groceries, standing from a chair, climbing stairs. That kind of quick, everyday movement draws on something called ATP, your body's short-term energy supply. Creatine helps refuel that supply faster. What's interesting is that creatine isn't just for athletes. In fact, it might be even more helpful for older adults. Studies have shown that seniors who take creatine, especially when combined with resistance training, can gain more muscle, improve grip strength, and reduce the risk of falls. One study published in the Journal of Nutrition, Health and Aging found that adults over 60 who took creatine while doing light resistance exercise had significantly better improvements in strength and muscle mass compared to those who didn't. This one might surprise you. Creatine also appears to support cognitive health in older adults. Some early research suggests it may help with mental clarity and fatigue. So, what happens when you use them together? Here's where it gets interesting. Protein provides the materials to build and repair muscle. Creatine improves your muscle's ability to use energy and recover. Together, they support both muscle growth and performance. Let me put it another way. Protein is the bricks and mortar. Creatine is the construction crew's power supply. Now, there have been studies on this. One trial found that older men who took both creatine and protein, along with basic strength training, had better gains in lean mass and strength than those who only took protein. But does that mean the combo is necessary? Not always. If your protein intake is solid and you're not experiencing much fatigue, creatine might not add much. But if you're noticing slower recovery, weakness, when standing or climbing stairs, muscle fatigue from even light workouts, then creatine might help fill the gap. Here's my take. Don't look at creatine and protein as a package deal. Instead, think of creatine as an enhancer. Once your protein and diet are dialed in, creatine can push your results just a little further. So, if you're thinking about adding creatine and protein together, it's worth understanding how to do it right, without wasting your time or money. Let's dive into the practical side. When should you take creatine and protein? This is one of the most common questions I hear. Do I need to take them together, right after a workout? Here's the truth. There's no single perfect time, but there are a few smart windows. For creatine, timing isn't as critical as consistency. What matters most is that you take it daily, not just on workout days. That helps your muscles stay saturated with enough creatine to do their job. For protein, the timing is a little more flexible, but spreading it out matters. Aim for 25 to 30 grams per meal, and if you're exercising, include protein within 1 to 2 hours after your session. That gives your body the fuel it needs to repair and grow. Now, if you do want to take them together, like in a smoothie or shake after a workout, that's perfectly fine. Some research even shows a small benefit when combining the two post-workout, but it's not required. Here's what I tell most people over 60. Take your creatine once a day, whenever it fits into your routine, and get enough protein at every meal, especially breakfast, since that's often the one we skip or shortchange. How much should you take, especially over 60? Let's break this down simply. For protein, if you're over 60, aim for 1.0 to 1.2 grams per kilogram of body weight daily. That's around 65 to 80 grams for someone weighing 150 pounds. If you're more active, or trying to build or maintain muscle, you might need closer to 1.5 grams per kilogram. You can get there with food: eggs, fish, chicken, tofu, Greek yogurt, or supplement with a quality protein powder if needed. For creatine, stick with creatine monohydrate. It's the most researched and effective form. Start with a daily dose of 3 to 5 grams. No need to load it. You may have heard about that phase where people take high doses for a few days. It's not necessary, especially for older adults. Just take the same dose every day, with or without food, and give it 3 to 4 weeks to see the full effects. Here's what I often remind folks. You might not feel creatine working the way you feel caffeine or a pain reliever. The benefits build slowly, like better stamina, improved strength, or faster recovery. A few common myths. Let's clear them up. Creatine causes bloating or water weight. Not for most people. The bloating talk usually comes from very high loading doses. At 3 to 5 grams per day, most older adults don't notice any bloating or puffiness at all. It damages your kidneys. This one's been around forever, but there's no strong evidence that creatine harms healthy kidneys. Of course, if you have existing kidney issues, always check with your doctor. But for generally healthy adults, creatine is considered safe, even long-term. It's only for athletes or bodybuilders. Not anymore. More and more studies are showing that creatine can help prevent muscle loss, improve balance, and even support cognition in aging adults. It's not about bulking up. It's about keeping your body and brain strong enough to enjoy life. What matters most? Here's my take after looking at all the data. If you're over 60 and want to support muscle strength, daily energy, recovery after activity, or even sharper mental focus, a simple routine with daily creatine, regular protein, and light strength exercise can go a long way. You don't need expensive stacks or fancy formulas. Just the basics, done consistently, can help you stay active and independent for years to come. If this helped clear things up, hit subscribe. Prime Health breaks down wellness with zero fluff, so you can take charge of your health, one smart choice at a time.